to get it going.
Another business. What is it this time?
We're making homemade jam. We're calling it toe jam.
Jam?
It's a sweet food made from
Toe
fruit and
jam?
sugar boiled to a thick...
Ew, what is toe jam? Why is it called toe jam? Return safely. Wait. Why is it called? What is a toe jam? You put jam in your toes? What?
consistency.
I know what jam is!
My baby personally mashes the fruits with her camel toes. Gives it a natural, earthy taste. We've been experimenting with some interesting flavors.
Look,
Toe
I don't
jam
even
in
wanna...
there?
Got berry sticky beaver. That one's made with fresh, squeezed beaver musk.
I said I don't want...
Our favorite is Sea Jam Delight.
Is that what was on my toast this morning?
Oh, yeah, pretty good, huh?
And it tasted like wet dog and prunes.
Ew.
That's gonna be our bestseller. Tastes great, it's completely organic, and it helps you with your PMs.
Yeah, nope. I
Please
passed.
stop describing
Ew.
everything.
Come on, Human, we're up to our gills and credit card
Stop
debt
it.
here.
Don't- I
Only
don't wanna
jam
hear it.
is gonna get us out of this jam.
Why don't you just call PDS debt?
Oh, did you just spread your way into today's sponsor, perchance?
I sure did. PDS Debt is a top-rated company on
this?
Google and has an A+ rating on the BBB. They have options for anyone struggling with a lot of monthly debt payments. Credit cards,
legit?
personal
Is this
loans,
legit?
collections, medical bills. Everyone with over $10,000
Can I play my student loan with this? Is this legit?
or more in eligible debt qualifies.
Yeah, but my credit score might make this a little less sticky.
Well, there's no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit is accepted. You can save thousands in interest and fees and pay off your debt in a fraction of the time. PDS is giving our qualified viewers a free debt analysis just for completing the 30-second online assessment at
How does that even help? Do they just give you free money or something? Nothing is free. I don't think there's... How does that work anyway?
www.pdsdebt.com/files.
That's pdsdebt.com/files.
You got it.
What
Solo
it-
jams.
No jams.
Ew, no.
Wait, are you crushing fruit in my bathtub?
Now you can stop crushing those plums, honey. Yeah, no, the fruit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, pretty naughty camel. Hang on, let me ask him. Hey, Human. Do you mind if we borrow that jackhammer?
Jackhammer? What do you do with the jack? Why is the fish asking for a jackhammer?
It's July 21st,
we go, chat.
1969, and the man referred to
But
as
tell
the Forgotten
me.
Astronaut isn't here to touch the surface
Forgotten
of the moon.
astronaut? Somebody
That job belongs
died?
to Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, who are 60 miles below. Michael Collins
Thank you for the
orbits the moon
flowers, T.
completely alone in space.
I
Close
think you
that.
mean Michael Collins is alone in his trailer while Neil and Buzz are on the soundstage being dangled by wires or whatever.
Okay, we know that you think the moon landing was fake.
As phony as a $2 bill.
$2 bills are
How's
real.
that phony? Wait,
You'll
really?
believe anything.
Since we're talking about what the astronauts saw on the dark side of the moon, we're gonna have to
What did they
assume that
see?
they were there.
Go ahead. I like science fiction.
It's fiction, fantasy.
Small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
While Armstrong and Aldrin take the historic first steps for mankind,
Yeah.
Collins heads toward the dark side, or far side of the moon. It's technically not dark at all, we just call it that because we never see it. For the next
Okay.
21 hours, Collins orbits the moon alone in the command module. Radio signals can't reach Collins without line of sight to Earth. So for 47 minutes of every lunar revolution, he's completely cut off from the rest of mankind.
Wait, who's...
I am alone now,
What?
truly alone, and absolutely isolated from any.
Why does he sound like that?
I am it. If a count
I am
was taken,
it?
the score would be 3 billion plus 2 over on the other side of the moon, and 1 plus God knows what on this side.
What?
Every time he's there, he loses all communication. Well, all human communication.
Why?
In his headset, Collins hears an eerie sound.
Why is that?
Had I not been warned about it, it would have scared the hell out of me.
You heard the sound?
Every astronaut in the Apollo program
dark
is aware
side.
that they are not alone. Apollo 10 launched in May 1969, and their radio picked up a strange signal on the far side of the moon. They described it as whistling space music.
That music even sounds outer spacey, doesn't it?
Why does it sound like water?
Whistling sound? Richard.
Wait, I hear it.
Yeah, it sounds like, outer space-time music.
It sounds like water. Space
Hearing it,
music.
you might think it's a transmission from Earth, but that's not possible. Apollo 10 was on the far side of the moon, where radio waves can't reach. Whatever these sounds were, they were definitely coming from somewhere on the far side of the moon. After the mission, NASA put the sound recordings in a vault.
NASA's vault, also known as the Shredder.
Well, that's true.
The
The
vaults?
original high-quality recordings of the moon landings are gone. NASA said they either lost them or recorded over them. They're not sure.
They threw it away.
They never went up to the moon, and losing the
They
tape
destroyed
is a
it.
convenient way to cover it up.
Or that. While Michael Collins is
They
hearing
destroyed
eerie
it, didn't
sounds
they?
coming over the radio, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin are having their own encounter on the moon's surface. But they aren't hearing things. They're seeing them.
Seeing them? Hold on, what? Seeing what? What are you seeing? Don't tell me it's ghosts. I'm scared of ghosts. Please don't say ghosts.
NASA may have lost the tapes, but we still have transcripts of radio communications. There are hours and hours of conversations between the astronauts, ground control, even the President of the United States. But here's something strange. 2 minutes of radio communications are
Yeah,
missing.
keep this between us.
But we
Good
do have
Lord.
the transcripts of those minutes. And the transcripts explain why the audio is missing. The astronauts definitely saw something on the moon.
What did you see? I'm getting goosebumps.
No, this is not enough to believe. No one's gonna believe this. Whistle. I say that there were other spaceships. They're lined up on the other side of the crater. There they are, and they're watching us.
Spaceship UFO?
Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong planted an American flag on the surface of the moon. The entire world watched them do it. But they left something else, something that we didn't see.
What?
Within a few feet of the first boot print made on the moon lies a small white cloth pouch. Inside
Thank you
that
for the
bag is a
follow,
gold
Preach.
olive branch, a symbol of peace. Also in the bag is a disc.
Ooh, I hope they left a copy of Journey live in Houston.
They didn't.
Oh, that's too bad. The escape tour was where I met my second wife.
Do you mind
Oh.
if
Though
I...
my first wife paid for the tickets.
That is very good
The
to
disc-
know.
Little
Thank you,
orange
Mr.
fish.
Goldfish.
Who grew up with a crazy wish. He took a midnight bowl going anywhere. What? You didn't see that coming?
Unfortunately, I did.
Mom, come pick me up. My goldfish is scaring me.
The disc was made of silicon and about the size of a $50 coin.
A disc.
Etched onto the disc are letters so small you can only read them under a microscope.
1969.
The disc had messages of goodwill from NASA and 73 world leaders. Now, why bring messages of peace to an empty world? Because the Apollo 11 crew was warned that when they landed on the moon, they wouldn't be alone.
They were warned?
Back in 1965, the crew of Gemini 4 experienced the first recorded UFO sighting in space. It's in the radio transcript from astronaut James McDivitt.
So there are smart people out
I just
there?
saw something else up here with me, but just as I was getting close enough to it to take a good picture, the sun got in the way and I lost it. It had big arms sticking out of it looked like.
No
I
way,
only
this
had
is
it for
real.
just a minute.
No way, this is real. Yeah, no way, this is real. Arms sticking out. Aliens in a way are real because like bacteria on another planet, because those are like, they're not humans. They're kind of alienated. They're aliens, but not like in the Hollywood, like the Hollywood over exaggerated aliens. There's no way there are arms sticking out. They're UFO. There's no way. There's just no way. Patty, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's BS. I don't even space
After that
cats.
sighting, NASA
love
astronauts
space
created
cats.
code words for UFOs, like bogey, Santa Claus, and fire. When Apollo
Santa
8 went into
Claus.
lunar orbit in 1968, the crew saw a Santa Claus. We have Jim Lovell's report to Houston.
Santa Claus in space? What? Maybe they're hallucinating. Maybe there's not enough oxygen around there or something. They're hallucinating. There's no way there's Santa Claus in space. Hold on, wait a minute, what?
Apollo 8, loud and clear.
Roger. Please be informed there is a Santa Claus.
That's affirmative. You're the best one to know.
Santa Claus in the moon. What the heck?
Is there something on the moon that NASA doesn't want us to know? The answer, of course,
They want
is
to know
yes.
us. They don't want us
Do
to
we
know
what they're
about Santa
hiding?
Claus.
Well,
They don't want us to know about Santa Claus on the moon, guys. They don't want us to know about Santa Claus.
thanks to a few whistleblowers, that answer is also yes.
That's all I can tell you.
It was 1965 when Airman Second Class Carl Wolf was summoned to NASA's Lunar
Carl
Orbiter Project
Wolf?
facility. He was in a hangar surrounded by scientists, but what struck him was these scientists weren't just from NASA or just from America, they were from all over the world.
And the first thing I thought to myself, if this is NASA, what are all these foreigners doing here? What are all these people from other countries speaking other language? Didn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean?
And they looked
What do you
concerned.
mean?
You know, what are all of these people doing here? And they were very quiet, very reserved, and there was a very peculiar pall hanging over them. They had a very concerned demeanor.
Carl was just a technician. He was there to fix a piece of equipment that processed images from the lunar satellites. So he
Okay.
went into the dark room where the imaging equipment was.
Okay.
Now, while waiting
What
for
was the
clearance to
image?
move the equipment to a better workspace, another airman working there shows Carl something life-changing.
What? What's life changing?
About 30 minutes
What's
into
on
the
the
process,
image?
he said to me, in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon.
Ew, what is that?
And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these
So many
photographs
lights.
were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers.
Is that real? Is that real? Buildings? Buildings? Is that real?
Discovered a base on the backside of the moon.
A base? Buildings?
And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front
Those
of
look
me,
like
and
solid
clearly in these
structures.
photographs
Could
were
that be a building?
structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical
Mushrooms.
buildings, and towers.
Towers. Is that real? Dang
So
it, the
Carl
pictures are black
finishes
and
the
white.
job and goes home. He
High
was
levels
excited
of
to
doubt.
learn more about these moon bases on the evening news. That news report would never happen. Then Carl realized there was a cover-up, and he was part of it. So he blew the whistle and started doing interviews. During a national press conference in 2001, he said he was willing to go before Congress under oath.
And I will testify under oath before Congress that what I'm saying is the truth.
Was he an astronaut?
He never got to testify.
No, here we go. Please say he's alive and well and didn't die in a mysterious, unsolved
Yes.
case with no suspects.
Well,
I hope he's okay. What? Was he an astronaut? Is that why he said, I swear under oath that everything I say is true? He was an astronaut, wasn't he?
Oh, he died in a mysterious, unsolved case with no suspects, didn't he?
while on a bike ride near his home, Carl Wolf was hit by a truck and killed.
Son of a bitch.
You know how like when you're super smart, you create like an invention, and the government tries to take control of it, corporations try to control it, when you say no, you don't refuse, you don't work with them, and they go to they mysteriously make you disappear? Is that what happened to him?
But Carl wasn't alone. Dr. Ken Johnston also knew NASA was lying. From 1969 to 1972, Johnston worked with NASA as an aerospace engineer at their lunar receiving laboratory.
Aerospace
If something
engineer.
came back from the moon, he helped catalog it, including photos
What came
taken
back
by the
from the
Apollo
moon?
astronauts.
What came back from the
And
moon?
what he saw was stunning. There were
The
photos of
men.
alien cities and ancient machinery. There were ruins, domed buildings, stone towers, and objects that seemed to defy gravity.
No
A supervisor
way.
asked
It's a
him
rock.
to destroy
It's just
all
a
the
rock.
photos of the moon's surface. Johnston did, but he secretly held on to one set of pictures.
It's just a rock, isn't
After
it?
he came forward in 1995,
Yeah, I don't think it's real
Dr.
either.
Johnston was dismissed and never worked for NASA again. Donna
No more
Hare is another
witnesses. Why
former
would they
NASA
wanna hide it,
employee
though?
with secret clearance.
I was talking to one of the techs in there, and he drew my attention to a photograph, a NASA photograph. It had a dot on it, and I said, "What is that?" Well, he drew my attention to it, and I said, "Is that a dot on the emulsion?" And he's smiling, and he has his hands crossed, and he said, "Round dots on the emulsion don't leave round shadows on the ground."
She said that
Then maybe
NASA
it's a giant
scrubbed
rock.
UFO and alien anomalies from their photos, sanitized for our safety.
Maybe it's a giant rock.
And by its very nature, UFO, and I wanted to clarify that to a gentleman that was talking to me, means unidentified. So I did not know what this was. But I realized at this point that it's very secret, that it was kept secret because
Is
I
that
asked him,
censorship?
"What are you going to do with this piece of information?" And he said, "We always airbrush these out before we sell them to the public."
Was that,
Robert
did they
Dean
just
was a US
censor
Army
that
major who
rock?
worked for NATO.
They censored the
In
rock, guys.
1964, he saw a report called The Assessment.
Did
This
you
report
censor a
covered
rock?
an alleged 1961 UFO incident with dead aliens. Dean claimed
Wait, they censored a rock? Alien not safe for work? What the heck? Wait, where's it?
1961 UFO incident, NATO. And Robert
Hold on.
Tim, what are you going to
They censored a rock, guys. I think it's a rock. Giant rocks can leave shadows too. This cover your eyes, chat. This is alien not safe for work stuff.
film from the Apollo missions. Some of the saved pictures are of cigar-shaped objects seen by Neil Armstrong. There's a picture of a disc the astronauts saw as they orbited the moon. There are also
Maybe it's
pictures of
light
huge
particles?
buildings in the Landsberg crater.
No way, what is that?
The astronauts in orbit above the moon were particularly fascinated by the Landsberg crater.
What is that?
There was construction going on. There were gigantic facilities in the crater up there, so they were specifically delegated and assigned to photograph Landsberg to see if they could figure out what the hell was going on down there. While they were looking at Landsberg, this object...
It could be a rock with a weird shape, no? Maybe it just has a weird shape. Okay, I can't this one anymore. You are awesome, but this is too much for me. Catch you later. Alright, bye, Herbs. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? This is an alien dot I've ever seen one. Yeah. It is so 100% fake, right? There's no way. The rock looks like it fell. It's probably, that could be true. That could leave a shadow. Just saying, you know. It's more suspicious when there's a big bird spot. Yeah, why they had to Photoshop that rock? It's so funny.
object happened to express interest in them and
Just
flew
censor
by.
the rock.
These were the pictures of objects that appeared outside the astronauts' windows. Time and again, mysteries of the far side of the moon were discovered and documented. Time and again, they were suppressed. Time and again, brave witnesses have come forward to expose this suppression. Time and again, many of those witnesses died before they could testify.
Witnesses died? More than one? Not just a witness, but witnesses? What? Why did
NASA
they die?
says
Why?
we should trust them,
Why are
but
they
not
hiding it?
whistleblowers.
Why
But
would
how
they
can we
hide
trust
that?
NASA when we know for a fact that they alter images? I did a whole episode on how NASA photoshopped pictures of Mars and the Earth, and some of their editing was pretty sloppy.
They do?
NASA Mars cover-up link down the alley,
They
Sally.
photoshopped those pictures?
In 1994, the
Thank you for the
Clementine
follow,
orbiter took 2 million pictures of the moon's surface. When they were released to the public, people started noticing that many of them had sections that were blurred out. Here's
Oh,
an
yeah,
image
why
of
is
the
it blurred
Zeeman
out?
crater. Clearly, something is being censored. When other images of the crater
Close
were
your eyes,
overlapped,
guys. Censor.
compressed, and
It's
compared,
censored.
it became obvious that something was there.
It's not safe for work. What is
This
that?
became known as the Zeeman object. Some people think this object is a giant spacecraft as large as a city. It's thought to be a ship because another picture of the Zeeman crater has been censored and shows a different object.
Wait, what's that
When
music? I'm
compared,
scared.
overlapped, and enhanced, there appears to be another large ship.
Wait, so the Earth is flat?
Now don't
Wait,
bother
are those
looking for the
pictures even
censored
real?
images on NASA's website.
This is kind of
They're
fake.
gone.
I think so too.
Other
There's no
anomalies have
way.
been spotted like giant footprints. Scientists have tried to explain them away as meteor impacts.
No, maybe
but
they're
that's
just holes.
probably not what they are.
Maybe they're
These
just
structures
holes.
that we see
You've never seen a
stretching
hole
over
before?
tens of kilometers across the lunar surface do not appear to be related to impact cratering processes.
Pyramids have been found on the moon's surface, obelisks and mile-high towers. As recently as 2021, China's moon rover took a picture of what's been called a mystery hut.
What is that?
NASA has explanations for all of these. They're tricks of the light, or pareidolia, where your mind sees an object in randomness, like a cloud shaped like an animal.
No, I think
Now,
they're
of course, we could know for
hallucinating.
sure
No
if we would
way.
actually visit these structures, but there doesn't seem to be an appetite for that. Before the lunar missions, both the US and Russia planned to establish military bases on the moon. The original plan for the moon was not exploration, but weaponization. The US called its
Weaponization?
plan Project Horizon. And let me know if you want to see a full episode about this. It's
What if they're building weapons but on the moon? Wait, they can totally do that, right? I hear... Wait, can you live in the moon? Some people can live in the moon, right? Or like, I hear like rich people are able to go to like traveling for a tour as a tourist on the moon or something. Rich people. Here there's laboratories and stuff, like people can live in the moon. Like houses. I don't think that's real though, but I heard rumors or something.
pretty intense. So in the 1950s, getting to the moon was a major priority.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
Just close orbit tour. I think so too.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing.
I want to get buried
Not
on the
because
moon.
they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills.
Yeah, space
because
is dangerous.
That challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
Ignition sequence start.
In the 1960s, both the United States and the Soviet Union scrambled to get a man on the moon.
Scramble to get a man on the moon.
It is for these
Nobody wants to go
reasons
to the moon?
that I regard the decision last year to shift our efforts in space
He choose to go to
from
the
low to
moon.
high gear as among the most important decisions that will be made during my incumbency in the office of the presidency.
Whoa, technology.
The US got there first.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
The Soviet program
Eagle
was set
has
back by a few
landed.
failures, but they kept trying.
What happened? No. Wait, what? Did somebody die?
Apollo 17 was the last manned mission to the moon. That was December 1972. Although more missions were planned,
1972.
the United States canceled them. In 1972, the Soviet lunar program was no longer a priority. And in 1974,
Wait, did
the
people
Soviet
die
Union
there?
officially canceled its program.
There were explosions.
Now, if I were a conspiracy theorist, I would think that both the US and the Russian government, despite being enemies, agreed to stay away from the moon.
I mean, space is just
In
weird and scary.
1972, the only way those two countries would agree on anything was if they were forced to. The USSR and the US were the only superpowers on Earth. But there was another, bigger superpower, and this one was on the moon. Astronauts of the Apollo missions hearing and seeing things. Bases on the far side of the moon. Whistleblowers
Faces.
uncovering proof. This
Yeah,
story
what
is
are the
full of wild
whistleblowers?
claims. But let's break it down.
Could be the
The
frequency.
transcript of Apollo 11 seeing spaceships on the moon is unofficial, meaning probably fake.
Yeah.
Someone supposedly captured the recording with an amateur ham radio and transcribed it. The Apollo 10 sound
Can you guys hear me? I think the sound cut off. Hello, can you guys hear me? Let's go back a little bit. Can you guys hear it? I think my potato PC cut off the sound for a little bit. It kind of just glitched for a little bit there.
The transcript of Apollo 11 seeing spaceships on the moon is unofficial, meaning probably fake.
Yeah, it's probably
Someone
fake.
supposedly captured the recording with an amateur ham radio and transcribed it. The Apollo 10 sounds were real. All three astronauts heard something when they went to the far side of the moon. but NASA says it was just interference between two different radios.
But
astronaut Al Worden doesn't buy that theory.
The Apollo 10 crew is very used to the kind of noise that they should be hearing. Logic tells me that if there was something recorded on there, then there was something there.
What?
Well, I don't know what the hell that was, babe.
The Apollo 10 astronauts never publicly discussed the sounds. Apollo 8 said they saw Santa Claus because they were in space on Christmas Eve. It was just a joke.
Oh, it's just a joke. Santa Claus on the moon. Oh my god. On Christmas Day. Yeah, definitely it's a joke. There's no way Santa Claus is on this. Santa Claus is a human, isn't he? If it's real, it'd be a human. Earth burial is boring. I'm gonna stick to visiting Sea Mountain. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to Sea Mountain. I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to space. Space is what's scary. It's weird and scary, and it's beautiful though. But like, I don't know. I'm not sure about safety. That's kind of scary. If there really is one on the moon, we nuke it like we nuked the Bikini Island. Oh my god. For a second, I thought the government was trying to cut our stream. Yeah, my potato PC was like glitched for. Hello? It's glitching again. Hello? Testing? Okay, now it's working. It's glitching again. Why wouldn't I have just said it? What the heck? Remi's cute. Nah, you. Oh shoot, what? Oh, that hurt my ear. What the heck was that?
I'd just like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas on behalf of everyone in the control center, and I'm sure everyone around the world. None of us ever expect to have a...
That was fake. Oh my god, why'd you say that then?
Hope you get a good night's sleep from here on, and enjoy your Christmas dinner tomorrow, and look forward to seeing you in Hawaii on the 28th.
Okay, leader, we'll see you there. That was a very, very nice ride, that last one. This engine is as smooth as glass.
Yeah, we gathered that. An outstanding job all the way around.
Now, the gold olive branch that Apollo 11 left on the moon is also real, as is the silicon disc with messages of goodwill. Buzz Aldrin almost forgot to place it, and Neil Armstrong had to remind him.
Oh, if he forgot it, they could have done another take. Kubrick was famous for doing lots of takes in his movies.
This episode is not about the Stanley Kubrick conspiracy.
Stanley Kubrick moon landing video below.
Thanks for that.
Neil, Buzz, everybody back to one. Camera rolls, down speeding, and action with the flag thing.
Okay, we get it.
Thank you, Mr. Goldfish.
As for the whistleblowers, well, as most whistleblowers do, they receive a lot of scrutiny. Critics say people like Ken Johnston and Donna Hare never worked as closely with NASA as they claim. Johnston only worked for companies contracted with
the
NASA,
whistle was real,
and after
though?
he made his claims about stolen photos, he never worked at NASA again. Also, his story has changed a bit over the years. A lot of Johnston's moon photos have been debunked. Well, in my opinion, not fully debunked, but there are valid challenges to his photos. In the description, I link to the book Dark Mission by Richard Hoagland and Mike Barra. Dark Mission shows a lot of these photos. It's worth checking out, and you can make up your own mind. There you go, Barra. You got a plug. You happy? I'm teasing. To be fully transparent, Mike contributes to this channel. He's one of the people who got me interested in the moon.
Okay.
But I'm being honest when I say I read Dark Mission when it first came out, and Richard Hoagland was one of my favorite guests that Art Bell would have on Coast to Coast. So the book is fun, and the link is below. Now, back to the whistleblowers. Donna Hare was also a contract worker. Her clearance was relatively low, and she made that clear. But the only proof we have of her story is what she says.
And I was just amazed that they had a protocol in place for getting rid of UFO pictures.
The same is true for Carl Wolf.
So people actually steal pictures of NASA and Photoshop it or something? Aren't they supposed to have high security? I don't know what to believe anymore. Everything is fake. The future is fake, guys. Brace yourselves. Everything is fake.
He was very much who he said he was. But the only evidence we have of what Carl saw is what Carl said he saw.
We walked over to one side of the lab and he said, by the way, we've discovered a base on the back side of the moon. And I said, whose?
That's crazy.
Whose?
What the heck?
The whistleblower stories are compelling. To me, Carl Wolf sounds sincere, but without hard evidence, there's no way to know for sure. Now, I'm glad whistleblowers come forward, but always be skeptical of them.
Always be skeptical of him. Show his
picture. And some are just spreading disinformation for Air Force intelligence.
PsyOp. What is PsyOp?
Which ones are telling the truth? I have no idea. And I think NASA and the US military like it that way. If there's any hard evidence about
So
bases or
beautiful.
ancient ruins on the moon, NASA has it, and if they do, it's classified, and we're not going to see it. But hard evidence or not, the moon is weird.
Everything is weird in space. Everything. We're still trying to learn
No matter
about the
how
universe.
wide a crater is, the depths are pretty uniform. It rings like a bell for hours when struck. It's too large and too close to the Earth. No other planet in our solar system or any other solar system has a moon like ours. The moon shouldn't even be there.
Hello, Moon Theory Link on the deal.
Moon Theory Link.
And the far side is even stranger. It's completely different from the side that faces us. We first learned this in 1959. That's when the Soviet space probe Luna 3 took the first pictures of the moon's far side. It's paler. Its
So many
craters are several
holes.
miles wide and completely cover the entire back surface. The
Wow.
crust is 30 miles thicker
many
than the crust
holes.
on the
Holy
side that we
moly.
see. Scientists theorized the moon formed from two separate moons that slowly collided into one. But it's odd that one side of the separation perfectly faces us and the other side is perfectly hidden. That's a strangely accurate space collision.
Oh, so this theory says the moon is like a McDLT.
How's that?
One side cold, one side hot, but forms a perfect burger.
No, it's just a theory.
The McDLT is
Burger,
not a theory.
it's like a
It's a
burger.
delicious fact.
I'm talking quarter pound of beef on the hot side.
One side hot, one side cold.
Those were pretty good burgers. I don't know why they didn't bring those back.
One
It took
side
50
hot, one side
years,
cold.
but there's finally renewed interest in the moon. Just last week, China's Chang'e 6 mission collected the first
You said PSYOP stands for Psychological Operations, which are military activities designed to influence the beliefs and state of mind of an enemy or foreign government, says the key. Also, like manipulation kind of thing? Manipulation, censorship kind of thing, right? Influence the beliefs and state of mind, yeah. Those who knows too much disappeared for good, and the secrets they have is either hidden or destroyed. Yeah, that's scary. You know, sometimes when you're smart, don't let people know you're too smart. You know, stuff like that. You never know. I don't know, guys. This video is telling me never don't tell people you're smart. I thought it was a Ben Shapiro talking first. Yeah. She knows too much. My computer is glitching out now. Then they're watching me, guys. We're being watched everywhere we go.
samples ever retrieved from the far side of the moon.
Yeah, they're all
NASA
just
plans
rocks.
to send astronauts to the lunar
Censor
South
rock.
Pole in 2026 as part of its Artemis 3 mission. India, Russia, and Japan have lunar missions planned. Same with the European Space Agency, South Korea, the UAE. Looks like we're in a space race once again. And private companies have also joined the race. SpaceX, Blue Origin, Firefly, and at least 5 other American companies have moon missions planned. At least 10 other non-American companies are also going.
Fire.
This is exciting.
Fire comes out.
But I still have this nagging thought.
What? What's your nagging thoughts?
There are a few former astronauts, a few whistleblowers, and even a few remote viewers who claim they saw aliens on the moon. And they say those aliens are not friendly. But we're going.
Fake.
Within the next 10 to
I
20
call
years,
fake.
the moon is going to be a very crowded place.
Hi, Annie.
Whatever's up there, we're going to know about it.
Can we live in the
and
moon?
if it turns out that aliens are on the moon, then one of two things happens. One, it's the greatest discovery of the human race. Or two, it's the end of it.
If you guys know if aliens are real, what would you guys do? How would you guys react? Would you... I mean, as long as they're good, right? As long as they're nice and don't try to take over the world and kill people or destroying my house or anything, I think it'll be okay. I think that would be cool. Very sci-fi, you know? Very, very cool. Moon dust is like asbestos. Probably not the best idea. Yeah. The Great Glorp War. Exactly. The Glorp War. Borpa borpa. Glorpa glorpa. Glorpa glorpa.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. My name is